So I've been trying to put this into words, the things that I've been feeling over the last couple months or even just the last year. And I think the conclusion is I just want to spend less time online. And this is probably something you can tell from if you're watching the last two videos that I posted or even more, because I've been heavily shifting my content from this highly polished videos about videography and kind of putting in these like lower effort videos where it's just me talking to the camera in a very simple way, and thinking less about the way that I kind of present myself. Because when I started doing content, I would always want to be perfect, and I'd always want to just plan everything out shot for shot. But then every time, again and again, I just can't get myself to do it. I just procrastinate and then I stop creating, which then puts myself into a rut, and then I feel horrible and the loop just goes on. And I'm kind of tired of this. And I think most of it has to do with the fact that I spent a lot of time online. My job depends on it. If I'm working in social media, if I'm doing that kind of stuff, I need to be online. And also for my personal stuff, I also want to find inspiration on Instagram, but I don't think that's it. I really don't think that's it. The older I get, the more I want to spend time offline and actually doing stuff in the real world. And I know that's kind of becoming a popular thing these days, especially on TikTok and on Instagram. You have people ditching their smartphones for dumb phones and they're going back to 2016. And it's certainly a good direction to go into. I think there's some aspects of it that's positive, but again, it's just becoming a trend. And then how long until people just leave it at that and then they just don't continue, they just go back on their phone? Like, how long is this going to be a fashion statement to have like a dumb phone in your pocket instead of some sort of iPhone? I don't know. It's very hard to be in your 20s, I feel like, especially today, where you're constantly stimulated, you're constantly asked to be stimulated in a way, because you need to catch up with your friends, you have to respond to messages, you have to respond to reels that they sent you. And a lot of the times, I just feel bad for not answering, and I know I shouldn't. But it's just like, I feel so much better the times that I'm not on my phone. And again, this is not some sort of like new thought. I'm pretty sure you've seen enough videos about people talking about how they want to leave their phone at home and just like touch grass, dumbly said. But I think there's much more to this than people realizing that, technology is, yes, it's helpful, but it can definitely be overused. And I definitely was one of those people who was super tech forward. I always wanted the latest iPhone. I remember back in 2017 when the iPhone 10 was being released, I was pre-ordering it in class while I was on a test. So I was trying to have my phone on my lap here without being seen, and trying to put in my credit card details just to purchase this damn iPhone, which was a big upgrade for me. But after a month, 2 months, I just kind of totally forgot about it. I started purchasing things because I thought it would make me more productive and stuff, but it just made me spend more time on my phone or just on computer screens. And now I'm kind of getting to the kind of reversing it and not seeing technology as what's the latest model that came out, but which one is giving me more independence. And I mean, if you know from my last video, I was talking about that a lot. And I very much so push or want to kind of inspire people to become more independent in whatever field that may be. So for me, it's definitely been technology, because I just noticed it's been such a problematic part of my life where I kind of obsess over wanting the newest tools and wanting the newest gear, and figuring out how can I make the most out of these things and always buying new. And I just realized how stupid that is. Like it really doesn't make any sense. I'm recording this in front of a old monitor that I bought, and even though it's 20 years old, it works better than most monitors you buy today and better quality. If you guys want, I can even make a video about it. I was actually planning to, but most technology that we buy today is not necessarily the best quality, and I'm noticing that more and more. So one thing that I started to do over the last couple of years that has helped me is journaling. So I bought these from Muji. This one I bought a couple of years ago. This one, as you can see, it's noted from 2023 to 2025. 2023, I mean, I didn't fit 3 years of journaling in this, but what I realized is, man, I could fit 3 years of journaling in here. But what I noticed was it's just how little I actually journaled. When I go through the months, there's points where I'll only journal the once during that month, and even though certain exciting things actually happened, I never took the time to write them down and kind of reflect on it. So what I noticed was that certain technology was making me less present, and the only times where I'm actually feeling present these days is by journaling. So I started now this one for 2026. And if you guys want, I can also go through the way that I'm journaling for this year. But the way that I've done it is actually just, I have one page where I just wrote down like my goals. And I'm not going to go into those in detail in this video, but I put down my goals on the first page, and then I kind of write down a general like image of myself that I would like to have, or rather an identity. And it's cool because every time I start to journal, I kind of open up this page automatically and kind of am reminded of the stuff that I want to do. And I realized this puts me really in the present moment, which no other technology, or at least, technology that includes electronics in them, because this is a technology. This chair that I'm sitting on is a technology. It's just different types of technology. And I think that if you can improve your relationship with it and being more intentional in that way, it makes your life much better. And honestly, the movement of ditching your smartphone, I think that's an excellent way. I think that's the way that people are being more mindful. People are being more mindful about it, about what they're using, and they want to just have more devices. And ironically enough, I watched a video by a creator that I admire. I'll put the screenshot on here because I can't remember the name, but he made a video about the Unix system or the Unix philosophy. And I think that Gen Z or Gen Alpha as well, they're just discovering what the Unix philosophy is through TikTok and through using dumb phones. But it's mainly just kind of decentralizing all of your stuff. So you have your phone before where you had everything in it, and then just using items that are made for that task. And I think that in that way, your technology usage is much more intentional, and mostly those tools are actually better for the job. Because I found out that every tool I tried to get, every tool that I wanted to have everything in one thing, it ended up being mediocre at a lot of stuff. And good example is this camera that I bought, which is the DJI Osmo Nano. I bought it because I wanted to start vlogging more, and sure, I could have used my phone that I have, but it's just since I have everything associated to my phone and I'm still trying to remove things from it, I just couldn't get myself to film. And this camera makes it more intentional because it's made to do those things. So what I'm trying to get at is, I think you should try to remove at least as much as you possibly can your internet use, your tech use, and try to live in the real world. Because if I'm looking at what kind of products are being sold to us, especially today, I mean, Facebook or Meta, they were selling this whole metaverse. I mean, of course, it didn't really work out, or at least not yet, but we are sort of in a metaverse already. We're spending more time on our phones than we're actually asleep. I saw like a statistic where the average screen time of teenagers or people in the US is like at least like, is probably 6 to 7 hours. And that's not even including like TV time. That's just mainly stuff that you can see from your phone because that you have the screen time app. And so if you're spending 7 to 8 hours, probably even more, on a screen, and you're sleeping, I mean, we know we should be sleeping 8 hours, but I don't think the majority of us are sleeping 8 hours. Probably sleeping 7, or even if we're sleeping 6.5 or 6. So you are technically spending more time in a virtual world than you are in the real world. And we start to forget how do you actually interact in the real world. And I think that's a very, like, something that at least that like touched me a lot. And that was, it kind of made me go spiral off into thoughts and whatnot. But I realized like, yeah, shit, I'm spending way too much time online and I have no clue. Like, even if I want to spend more time offline, I don't even know how to do that anymore. It's just something that I kind of lost. I really, really don't know. So maybe I'm just alone here. I'm sure I'm not. There's probably some other people like you guys who are watching the video, but I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, because I feel like the more people we have around us that are kind of going through the same things, it makes you feel less alone. And it also helps you kind of realize that, okay, this thing is not just my problem, and it's definitely fixable, especially if other people are going through the same thing. It makes it much easier to get help, or to actually just talk about it with other people who are going through it. And I feel like that's what I'm kind of missing. Because I'm seeing stuff on Instagram, I'm seeing people posting stories about all these amazing things that they're living through. And even though I know it's just a highlight reel, the things that I'm posting are just highlight reels, but my brain can't really understand it. And so I keep comparing myself to all these people who are doing all these things. And then I'm feeling horrible because I'm not at that level yet. Anyways, something to think about. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you guys in another video.